Hi, this is Sweet Life and I'm Natasha, sharing my experience at Fritai. As someone who's been passionate about food since childhood, I'd always wanted to visit New Orleans. I finally had the chance in 2021 and ate all of the New Orleans classics that are associated with the city. But I also had an opportunity to try Haitian food for the first time. I came across Fritai while doing a Google search for restaurants to check out. Located in the historic Treme neighborhood, Fritai is restaurant, bar, and lounge, serving its take on traditional Haitian dishes. The host was fairly welcoming, and while it took a little while for our food to arrive, it didn't feel like an unreasonable amount of time. When the food did arrive, it was certainly worth the wait as we enjoyed everything. We passed on the appetizers and only ordered entrees. We had the griot, which is pork shoulder that's cooked twice, braised and then fried. It was served with rice and beans, fried green plantains, and picle, which are like spicy pickled vegetables. We also ordered the Creole chicken, which is kind of like if you think of smothered pork chops, but in this case, the chicken is roasted and then smothered in a Creole sauce. It seemed to be tomato-based. This was served with the same sides as the griot.
It was my first time eating Haitian food, but I realized that a lot of the dishes are quite similar to what you might get at other Caribbean restaurants. It's just that the dishes might be called something different and might be prepared slightly different. Like rice and peas is a universal staple. The Creole chicken I felt was actually really good. The tomato-based sauce wasn't too acidic. It had like just the right flavor. And actually both of the dishes, the griot as well, were very nicely seasoned. Just the right amount of salt, not overly salty, and a lot of flavor. The only drawback that we thought the dishes had was that sometimes when you eat certain things, it needs, at least in my opinion, a little hint of spice, a slight kick to it. And so eating the dishes, I felt that they were really nicely flavored, very well seasoned, but like they just needed a little bit of spice. But that was until I tried the picle and I realized that that had a bit of heat. So the way that they present the dish is actually quite smart in the sense that you get to control the amount of spice at the table. So instead of the entire dish just being hot, you get like the spice on the side, so you can add as much of the picle that you want to then spice it up. So the picle, it was like a spicy relish, but it had like this liquid to it. You could take that liquid and just drizzle it over your meat, and the spice from it gave it that kick that we felt the meat needed. We enjoyed everything we had. I felt that you got a very good portion for the amount of the dish. Restaurant isn't really anything fancy, but it's actually nice and clean. Some of the artwork, what I would reference it to would be like African art that I've seen elsewhere. So it's like a nice cool vibe, like a cool little spot to hang out. When we visited, the street and everything was very, very quiet, not a lot going on. But again, this was a weekday afternoon. I'm not sure how busy the area might be later on in the evening or on the weekend. But that's something to consider.
Fritai is a good option for a late lunch or dinner as it's only open from 4 to 10 p.m. and is closed on Tuesday. Fritai is not a large restaurant. I visited in the late afternoon / early evening of a weekday, and there were customers at maybe like one or two other booths. So I can't speak to how it might be later in the evening closer to dinner time or on the weekends, though it is recommended by the restaurant that you make reservations. Thanks for tuning in. To ensure you don't miss any episodes, subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell. Go ahead and click that thumbs up button if you like what you saw, and go ahead and share it on social media.